Zoom quiz with the family, a FaceTime dinner party, working from home or working out with Joe Wicks. Thank God for the internet, because whoever your chosen God is, they'll be performing their sacred service in your living room on your phone. You no longer have to leave your home for the sunrise over Stonehenge on summer solstice. Cooking lessons and yoga classes, homeschooling with Hey Dougie, or a university lecturer. Now your big business meeting is held on a computer, and all gigs are now live stream shows. Bruce Springsteen from his New Jersey home, Billy Bragg live on his SETI. Don't get me wrong, I think it's great, but it isn't Glastonbury, and by all accounts the world is probably ending. We've got bigger fish to fry and more important matters need attending. But that don't mean that I don't miss my friends, as I wondered to myself, what are we gonna do Glastonbury weekend? Dropped a couple pingers and logged on to House Party, tuned into Errol Alkin, rinse out in the living room, and for a minute there I forgot that I was all alone, or that I had a date with Taylor Swift and Paul McCartney on the pyramid. There will be reruns on the BBC, and that's all well and good, but that's not my Glastonbury. And by all accounts the world is probably ending. We've got bigger fish to fry and more important matters need attending. But that don't mean that I don't miss my friends, as I wonder to myself, what are we gonna do Glastonbury weekend? And if the sun shines down over Pennard Hill and there's no one there to witness it, does it even shine at all? And all of the music and the madness and the magic and the millions of memories that can't be replicated. And I know it's just 1 year, it shouldn't be a big deal, but lately I've been really fucking scared about the world, and I need something to restore my faith in humanity. I need Glastonbury, and so I'll ask you again, what are we gonna do Glastonbury weekend? Hello and welcome to Greenpeace Action All Areas. I'm Beans on Toast. How are you doing? Instead of being with you at Glastonbury, I'm in my 2-year-old daughter's bedroom because she has the nicest artwork. So I've squished her out for half hour so I can pre-record some songs to be part of this incredible online event. I'll try not to talk too much, I promise. I'll sing some songs. I mean, you know, my love for Glastonbury, it knows no bounds, and my love for Greenpeace knows no bounds. So I'll try not to gush too much, but yeah, let's just sing some songs. This is another festival song. We're staying for the weekend on this side of the fence. We come here for the festival, we paid our ticket price. We're gonna paint our faces, we got fires to burn, we got a million friends to meet and a million things to learn. We've come to sing and dance, we're gonna clap and cheer. Some of us aren't coming, some just drinking beer. We've got our silly clothes on, we got our funny hats. It's better than the real world, and that's a fucking fact. And I don't care if the toilet stinks, come rain or shine, I'll deal with it. I bought a pair of wellies anyway. I went awake in the morning to a sea of tents, this side of the fence. I wouldn't have it any other way. We come to light a firework and do just what we feel. I'll meet you in the dance tent, off your face on pills. We come to play the bongo and learn the didgeridoo. We come to do whatever the fuck we wanna do. And I don't care if the toilet stinks, come rain or shine, I'll deal with it. I bought a pair of wellies anyway. And when I wake in the morning to a sea of tents, I'm glad I'm this side of the fence. I wouldn't have it any other way. Oh no, I wouldn't have it any other way. Obviously this year there is no choice but to have it any other way, and this seems to be the way. I won't get stuck into you know, how, why and what and worldwide pandemics and whatnot in this set. I guess that's everyone's already, you know, put their oar into that sea, me included. So, you know, I'm recording this of an evening time, and I just, like I said, we'll just keep it simple. I mean, like I said, Glastonbury means so much to me. I've been going to that festival since I was 16 years old, and it was my first one way back in 1997. And since then, I've never missed one festival. I started playing gigs at the festival. I can't remember my years, but I reckon, in fact, it would be 10 years, maybe 11. It would have been 10 years last year that I've been playing Greenpeace. They've always been very, very kind to me, putting me on, you know, shows as the field sort of changed every year. And last few years I've even camped with them. Andrea, thank you. She lets me squeeze my van in there. Brilliant place to camp in the festival. Yeah, and obviously Greenpeace is bigger, that, you know, is a bigger story and just a wonderful enterprise within itself. I'm not sure if you heard my last album. Some of that shit was true. I given up smoking cigarettes and stopped taking cocaine too. And I don't do MDMA no more, but I do still sing that song. I don't regret all the times that I did, and I did have a lot of fun. And the war on drugs ain't a war worth fighting. What about a war on misunderstanding? What about a war on stupid politicians? What about a war on organised religion? What about a war on war? What about a moment of peace? What about we don't even have a bloody war? We just spark up this split. Woo! Well, we're always told to remember and never forget about World War I and World War II and all the tragedy and death that came with that. We teach it in our classrooms and we embed it in our minds as if it was an achievement for humankind. Well, what if we teach something different? Or what if we talk of the times when humans succeeded in living together without going out of their minds? And what if we teach about hope and a kind generosity, understanding that everyone's in it together and everyone's got the same needs? Take the boombox out of Boomtown, put it on the Gaza Strip. I get my mate to DJ and drop some heavy shit. Maybe, just maybe, everyone will come and dance. I pass a couple of pills around and they might even forget about the past. But that sounds like a fucking stupid, ignorant idea. If anybody out has got a better one, baby, I'm all ears. And the war on drugs ain't a war worth fighting. What about a war on misunderstanding? What about a war on stupid politicians? What about a war on organised religion? What about a war on war? What about a moment of peace? What about we don't even have a bloody war? We just spark up this spliff. Hey! Thank you! Thank you very much. So, we're going to sing a love song next. This is actually a love song about spending time at home with the one you love, which obviously we've all been spending a huge amount of time at home, and I'm guessing now that you are at home as you watch this. I hope you've done the washing up. especially if you live with other people. It's a song called I'm Home When You Hold Me. Baby, 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 when are you coming home? I'm just laying on the sofa, watching Netflix on my own, and I miss you really badly, which is strange because you've only been gone for 10 minutes. You just nipped out to the shops, and I changed my mind the minute that we walked out of the door. Now I wish that I did come with you down to the local spa, where you're loading up the basket for the both of us. I'm a lazing round the flat in my boxer shorts, and when we both get a Sunday at home, my love, it's the best day for the both of us. I know I've been away a lot this year, but just promise me you understand that my home is here. I don't mean in this flat or on this sofa. I'm home when I hold you. We could move out to the suburbs and have a couple of kids, find somewhere safe to raise them up, preferably by the beach, 'cause I know you love the ocean, baby, I know you love the sea. You know that I love you, and I know you love me, and with that we can do whatever we want. The future is an oyster, you're the Tabasco sauce, with a little bit of luck and a little squeeze of lemon. We can enjoy the adventures of our whole lives together. And when we both get a Sunday at home, my love, it's the best day for the both of us. I know I've been away a lot this year, but just promise me you understand that my home is here. I don't mean in this flat or on this sofa. I'm home when I hold you. I don't mean in this city or this country. I'm home when you hold me. I'm home when you hold me. Thank you very much. Next song I'm going to do is a new song. I've been, you know, I guess I'm recording this like I think a week before it comes out. I guess this comes out next weekend. It's Friday night now. And, you know, I'm almost concerned to talk about the world because it feels like it can change in a week these days, isn't it? But during the pandemic and sort of lockdown, I've been writing, recording and releasing a fair amount of music. Unfortunately, you know, I've found the sort of like the weirdness and the kind of devastatingness of it all a strange source of inspiration. But it feels like certainly now that we're getting to see more people, and I think it's one thing that the pandemic proved is just how, you know, how important those people around us are, you know, and how much we do need each other on every level, like as well as friends and family, which, you know, and being there to care for the sick and whatnot. You just, that need for strangers as well, you know, and to be with people you don't know, but just to be close and out there. And obviously, you know, as the human race has huge decisions to make about its future now after what's happened, you know, and there's many different roads which we could take right now, and I hope that the lessons that we've learned from this, you know, are in line with how important we are to each other and the human connection, and you know, and in turn, you know, why the planet is so important and what, you know, everything that kind of Greenpeace stands for. But this was a song. This was a song called Human Contact, and it's basically about that. It's about how much being in, you know, in lockdown and in quarantine in my house, you know, how much I missed people and places and, you know, and festivals. So here we go. I'm a hugger, I'm a kisser, a high fiver and a handshaker. I'll probably tell you that I love ya before I even had a chance to get to know ya. Touchy-feely, but not in a weird way. I can get comfortable on a busy tube train, and I like treating strangers like they're my best friends. Never had any complaints back then. I've always had a thing for human contact, and I miss that. We're doing fine, man. We're doing well as can be expected. You know, how about yourselves? I'm guessing your work is dried up too. You're also sat at home wondering what to do. Well, the future ain't nothing but a question mark, and there's time to find out who you really are. You're a hugger, you're a kisser, a high fiver and a handshaker. You know I really miss ya. I can't wait until I can actually see ya face to face, less than a meter apart. Can't wait for you to tell me who you really are. You've always had a thing for human contact, and I love that. I feel at home in large gatherings of people, pubs, clubs and football matches, gigs and festivals. I made a living trying to bring people together, saying, hug it out, man, it'll make you feel better. Now the future ain't nothing but a waiting game, waiting to find out when we'll meet again. Let it be known when this is over, we're gonna have a giant get together. We'll be hanging from the rafters, and we won't be taking anything for granted. I know it might not happen anytime soon, but I need to believe a normality will resume, where it's normal to kiss, normal to hold hands, normal to wrap your arms around your friends. I've always had a thing for human contact, and I miss that. And I do miss it. I do miss it. But, you know, at least we have ways like this of communicating, and, you know, like we'll have to adapt, don't you, and work with it. So, you know, let's become better and become stronger and go back next year. What's someone going to do next? I'm going to do a song called the Chicken Song next. And thinking back to last year at Glastonbury, I was playing on the Avalon stage, having the time of my life. And I was just about to play this song. No, it was in the middle of this song. It's a song about the kind of horrors of chicken farming and all kind of factory farming. And there's a line in it about how I'm not a vegetarian, and I'd been kind of toying with the idea of becoming a vegetarian. I hadn't eaten beef for a long time, blah this and that. And then on stage at Glasto, I was just like, I knew that if I said it to that crowd there at Glastonbury for something that meant so much to me, I would stick to my word. And so I sort of said, I sort of came out, but I was like, halfway through the song, I said, I'm gonna be vegetarian from now on. And man, it's been easy. Oh my God, it's crazy. If anything, to be honest, I find that I sometimes, like, menus can kind of bamboozle me a little bit. Like, I'm not really one for loads of choice. And now, wherever you go, there's, you know, there's always a few things to choose. It basically slims down the menu, and you're like, oh, cool, a few things. And it's, you know, it was easy. And I'm not going to, you know, like, try and tell anybody else what to eat. Far from it. But, you know, if it is something you're considering, I feel better for it, and I'm glad I did it, and I don't miss it at all, and don't miss meat or fish. You know, I thought that would be a real killer. I'd be like, oh, maybe I'll just, you know, be a pescatarian. So many different Italianisms, aren't they? But I was just like, no, if you're going to do something, do it properly. I believe in that. So I'm in the full way. But I'll still sing the song. This is a song called The Chicken Song. Don't tell me the truth about chicken farming. Thinking about it does my head in. 24 chicken wings for $6.99. That's 85p for each chicken that died. You can get dead chicken everywhere that you go. There's 4 chicken shops on this very road. And there's also a supermarket with chicken dipper strips and frozen chicken burgers, whole cooked chicken chow mein, 24 wings for $2.99. That's 25p for each dead chicken. Thinking about it does my head in. And it's Nando's for dinner tonight. They make the dead chicken taste really nice. In every city, in every town, it's peri peri chicken enough to go around. It brings me right back to the start. Where on earth are these chicken farms? In a dark warehouse, tens of thousand eggs are hatched today. They turn little chicks into full-grown chickens. Everyone says, I'm not sure if you're allowed to forget words when you're doing pre-records. I mean, obviously I could just go back and re-record this. In fact, I'm not sure if you noticed, but just halfway through the song I was doing before this, Human Contact, actually the battery ran out on the camera and I had to go back and do a little pre-record there. Unfortunately, I've got limited time until my daughter needs to get back into her bedroom, so we'll just have to skip the bit of the song that I forgot the words to. Sorry, just get the vibe back. I will just finish it. Chicken song. Thank you very much. I mean, you only have to give half a clap if you're giving claps at all. I hope. Have you been enjoying live streams and all that? My favourite sort of streaming service through lockdown has definitely been Joe Wicks of a Monday to Friday morning, getting up and doing all my star jumps and my jogging on the spot. What a hero. He's been definitely getting me through. I hope he continues. I suppose you can just go back and watch them, but yeah, here we are in our online communication world. Next song is another. Or in fact, no. Let's do another new one. This is. I wanted to keep it kind of light-hearted and not talk too much about the world at large and all of the kind of, I don't want to be kind of too downbeat about it, but there's some things that it's impossible to ignore. This is a song about the fucking Tory government is what it's about, and how they've dealt with this pandemic basically, and and my concerns about how they're going to deal with the fucking future as well. It's a song called Chessington World of Adventures. We went to Chessington World of Adventures for Dave's 31st. Got a coach from Kentish Town, 31 of us. It was messy, it was supposed to be. You're living in a zombie apocalypse when the theme park's closed because they're using it as a corporate government medical testing facility. Sounds like bullshit to me, but that's reality. Or do you mean you lost the results? The whole world was waiting on those. This complacency is a catastrophe, lacks transparency, breeds conspiracy. And oh, you better believe I got very little faith in the powers that be in dealing with this tragedy. I don't believe in them, and they don't believe in me. Looks like we're going with herd immunity, so turn the NHS into a charity, raise millions of hard-earned pounds. Still no PPE, and that's just simple protection for our doctors and our nurses. But if you elect a clown, expect a circus. The NHS is powered by love. Heard it straight from the horse's mouth. He owes them his life, his tongue and his cheek, He also owes them 350 million quid a week. But fear not, we are guided by science, super secret science from some super secret scientists who sees the chance. So throw the scientists under the bus as a distraction piece. And oh, you better believe in the carefully constructed daily briefings designed to explain what great job they are doing using diagrams to hide the body bags and the blood stains on their constant clapping hands. Number 1 in Europe, number 2 in the world, top of the pops of the death toll charts in a mix of greed and stupidity, washing their hands of all responsibility. And of course America is number 1, injecting bleach into their lungs because their president, he gave his consent to let the virus spread. Another circus tent. And oh, you better believe I got very little faith in the powers that be in dealing with this tragedy if it comes to human life versus the economy. Well, all I've ever seen them do is take from the masses and take from the few. Call it neoliberalism, call it disaster capitalism, call it a bed we've made that now we've got to lie on. But I expect we will get fed to the lion. But I don't have any answers, only more questions, the same free chords, some empty criticisms. It's a brand new world, but it's the same old story. And at the end of the day, you can't trust a Tory. Thank you very much. I've just thought of another song I'm going to squeeze in. There is a limited time I have on the camera. I'm just going to print in. Okay, I bought myself some more time. I've just encored myself on the camera. One thing that's also come to light about, you know, how the world, when the world changed so quickly, is, you know, sort of who is important in society. I mean, the kind of, obviously there was love for the nurses and the NHS beforehand, but like a kind of a newfound excitement and love for them. I think maybe, you know, to me it feels like they've been given finally getting the kind of respect that they've always deserved. Maybe sometimes they haven't always had, you know, and alongside, you know, people that work in supermarkets and delivery drivers and whatnot, you know, held on. No one was screaming out for like, we need the marketing manager. So it's sort of, you know, it's definitely has exposed us, hasn't it, as to what is important. This is I'm going to sing an old song about the NHS, focusing on one hospital, a place called Chessington Hospital, which is a stone's throw from where I sit right now, and it's where my daughter was born. And thinking back to last year on the Thursday, I had a particularly brilliant sort of Glastonbury gig at Greenpeace last year on the Thursday, and there was many things that made it magical, but someone, I'm forgetting the actual ins and outs of it, but someone wanted to propose, I think, or no, someone was getting married at the Stone Circle, and they wrote to me. It was like a nurse and the husband or the fiance or whatever sort of wrote to me beforehand and said, the plan is we're going to get married at the Stone Circle and then we're going to come down and watch you at Greenpeace. And she's a nurse that's been working her whole life. She was, you know, like tirelessly for other people, and could you sort of like make it special somehow? And I've got another song about two nurses called Jamie and Lily, and they're big Glastonbury fans, and we always do something special at Glastonbury. So I got Jamie from the Jamie and Lily song up on stage to sort of like do the kind of shout out for this woman who just got married, and they were right at the front as well. So Jamie and Lily and the newlyweds got up on stage, and I sung this song about Chessington Hospital, and oh man, it was lovely. Even if I do say so myself, it was absolutely lovely. This is a song called Here at Chessington Hospital. Steve is from Basildon, he's a hospital porter. Oh God, it doesn't go Steve is from Basildon. He's a hospital port. Oh, good God. I'm going to edit this bit out again now. If I get it now, I don't need to edit it, do I? How can you edit your Glastonbury gig? Weird. Steve is from Basildon. He's a hospital porter. He starts a shift in the middle of the night. He rides into work on a motorbike. He doesn't talk much to the patient, but he gets them where they need to go. He gets on with all of his colleagues though, like that surgeon in the Templar ward who always says hello. That surgeon is called Dan. He grew up in Gloucester. Ever since he was young, just wanted to help everyone. He was destined to be a doctor. He met his girlfriend Rena here at work. She's a physio. She was born in Egypt, in a small town south of Cairo. She came to England as a teen with a busted knee, and when they fixed her up for free, she knew exactly what she wanted to be. So she learned the language and the bones and the muscles, and studied real hard for the qualifications, and not long ago got her first placement here at Homerton Hospital. She eats her lunch with Jill from reception. Jill comes from Swindon via Jamaica. She's a Rastafarian. She works the desk at A&D. And you won't believe the things that she's seen, or the respect that she has for her team. But there's a paramedic from Portugal, a pharmacist from Senegal, a security guard from the Isle of Man, and a pediatrician from Pakistan. Faces from different places, religions and races, all working together under one roof. So many walks of life and background stories, all coming together for the sick and the poorly. Someone's operating, someone's giving birth, someone's holding someone else's hand when they pass. They'll stitch you back together and they'll heal the wounds. It won't cost you anything at all here at Homerton Hospital. There's an Orthodox Jew with Australian flu getting his blood pressure checked by a girl from Bangladesh. There's a kid from the estate, got himself into a state, and now a Polish nurse put his arm into a cast, and poor Uncle Terry slipped into a coma. Now he's being looked after by Nula from Rwanda, and everyone makes jokes about the hospital food, but to tell you the truth, it's actually pretty good. And that's down to the chef who comes from Marrakesh, makes a killer shepherd's pie and feeds hundreds of patients every single night. Faces from different places, religions and races, all working together under one roof. So many walks of life and background stories, all coming together for the sick and the poorly. Someone's operating and someone's giving birth, someone's holding someone else's hand when they pass. They'll stitch you back together and they'll heal the wounds. It won't cost you anything at all here at Homerton Hospital. You worry out the world, my work will be in multicultural. Come and pay a visit to Homerton Hospital. Thank you very much. Going to do two more songs. 2 more songs. Thanks for tuning in and listening, and maybe you're doing the washing up. Thanks for doing the washing up, said your housemate. This is the most popular song I've ever written, and it's about Glastonbury. True story. Started up at a Strummerville campfire. I met a pretty girl at a festival with a bag of MDMA. We both took a great big dab and went to greet the day. Now I warn you, this shit tastes foul when you put it in your gob. Try to swallow all of it, it'll knock your fucking socks off. So the two of us were wired, and the festival's in flow. We wandered round and watched some bands, smiling as we go. As the day turns into nighttime, a fire's being lit. We dance to an unknown DJ and sneak a little kiss. Well, being drunk can make a girl seem prettier than she is. I'm not the only one who's made mistakes when I was pissed. And trying to work out right from wrong on ecstasy is tough. But this MDM amazing, and I feel like I'm in love. And with the night comes brand new friends everywhere we go. Always sitting round campfires with people we don't know. And every time we move along, we have another dab. I'm gurning my face off, but I'm really, really glad. More MDMA. Well, being drunk can make a girl seem prettier than she is. I'm not the only one who's made mistakes when I was pissed. And trying to work out right from wrong on ecstasy is tough. But it's MDM amazing, and I feel like I'm in love. Been thinking back about past Glastonburys, and obviously this year's, most of it's going to be on sort of BBC coverage. And the only time I've ever really got stuck into the BBC coverage of Glastonbury was one year I'd sort of missed my ride home, and I had no way of getting home, and I was sort of like walking around sort of asking for rides and trying to sort of hitch basically and blag. And I went to the sort of coach park where all the coaches were leaving, and just sort of talked to people in the queue, and someone had a spare ticket for a National Express coach all the way back to London, which was an absolute dream. So I'd sort of jumped on it. It had been, you know, as you know all too well, you know, like an epic weekend like no other, and I sort of sat down completely beat, just, you know, like ready just to sit still. And the coach driver, an old dude who's clearly a bit of a legend, he got on the microphone and he was like, I didn't know what you'd want to watch on the TV for your journey back, so I taped all of the BBC footage of Glastonbury off the telly for you, and I'll just pop that on. And he just sort of put on this BBC coverage of the festival that weekend, that, you know, like all of the bands that I didn't see, you know, all of the stuff on the Pyramid stage. And I sat there for the 5 or 6 hours driving home watching sort of reruns of, you know, of a different version of my weekend. And it was the perfect ride home alone from Glastonbury, basically. I always remember it. So this one's for that coach driver. What a guy. And then I woke beneath a tree in the pissing down of rain. Pretty girl had disappeared with her MDMA, and the festival was over because everything was closed. There's just abandoned tents here now, and people going home. Well, I missed my lift to London, my money's all been spunked. I've even lost my mobile phone. I think I'm fucked. And then from out of nowhere, bounding across the field, smiling like a summer's day, comes my pretty girl, and she bought a cup of tea for me. She kisses me on the lips, and then she whispers in my ear, she's bought some liquid acid. Thank you. Right, I believe we've got time for one more. Hopefully I haven't overrun my digital slot. There's obviously loads of brilliant people playing on this digital event. I don't know who's next, but by the looks of the lineup, someone wonderful and juicy indeed. So hope you're having a nice day. Maybe you've got like a tent in your garden. I've been drinking from my special Glasto cup. I mean, I do anyway, but just keeping the vibe alive. And yeah, Greenpeace. So the next song is kind of about. Well, it was written pre-pandemic, but you know, it's about humanity and how we're sort of moving forwards. And Greenpeace, you know, it's a confusing world out there, isn't it? And it's good to know that there's people like Greenpeace out there that are kind of a big organisation that has a big heart and kind of cares for the welfare of us all. And that's something that I've always felt like I can get behind, you know. Even the name, man, you know, like, perfect. You know, if only they was bloody in charge. But there's certainly this event, like many of these online events, is a fundraiser. And somewhere around me on your screen right now, there will be a kind of donate link. If you can, obviously, you know, people going through their own personal hardships. No one's forcing anything, but if you've got a couple of quid you can chuck in towards the campaigns that they do, or if you just want to get more involved with Greenpeace, then I'm sure the information again is all around me on the screen that you need to know about Greenpeace. Like I said, for a few years I've been lucky enough to camp with the kind of Greenpeace crew. That's such a wonderful lot, and there's a lot of volunteers that sign people up for kind of monthly payments, and just people that care, you know, with all their heart about the world and where we're going, and that feels more important now than ever. One more song and then I will bid you farewell. Thank you very much. So Donald is the king and Boris is the queen. It's almost like we're living in a world of make-believe. A double dose of dopamine on the daily diet. The politics are toxic. The country is divided by crippling austerity and deregulation, paving the path to privatization and to chlorinated chicken and weaponized 5G frequencies. It's profit over people, it's profit over everything that's causing global warming. It's now impossible to deny. There's a storm brewing, darling, and there's nowhere to hide. And every time the world needs saving, there's a nappy that needs changing. I got some bills that need paying. I'm just gonna keep on singing because life goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Life goes on. And I take a step back, try to see things differently, cause there's also an opinion. In fact, we're doing brilliantly. There's never been a safer time to be a human being. There's less war now than ever before, less disease and less famine. Obesity claims more lives than starvation. More people die of old age than from lack of medication. It's quite telling of the times. It's never been like this before. More people take their own lives now than die in wars. And obviously the world keeps changing, and different battles keep raging. My tomatoes need watering. I'm just gonna keep on singing because life goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Life goes on. And there's children marching in the streets. They give me hope. They strike off school on Friday cause they can see through the joke. And the system doesn't serve them. It's gambling their future. So they'll take it in their own hands and they'll start a revolution. And I will stand beside them, try to do my bit. Help a 16-year-old girl kill the oil industry. Cause I believe the world's worth saving. And I hope that if we keep on learning, then we can is ridiculous, it's also hilarious. It can be dangerous and sometimes even tedious, but it is resilient and it is beautiful, and I believe in it. Long may it continue, because life goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Life goes on. Thank you.